Okay, when you're going to start a sheet of lines, designs, and patterns, what I like to do is just work right away with Sharpie or whatever medium you're working with. I like to just kind of start by dividing my sheet in some way. That could be a curved line, a zigzag line, another idea that you may have, but this is just what works for me. So what I do is I first divide it, then I may come in and just start to embellish or add to that line to thicken up my design space. A motif for design that I like to use a lot are circles. They create a nice repeated pattern. Now obviously your design will not look like mine. This is just simply an idea of how you can get started with creating a design sheet that would be approximately 50% white and 50% black. Now, I know you. What you're going to say is, okay, I'll just draw a line down the middle, color half of it black and it's half white. So that would be 50-50. You're right, it would. But for this particular assignment, that doesn't work. So again, I could keep adding on to there. I think I actually want to put a couple more lines like this through my paper. And again, the beauty in this is that, you know, you're just going to kind of free flow, let the design happen. You may have some ideas in your head as to how you want this to all play out and how you want it to look in the end. I think I might come in and color in that middle stripe that I created. Okay, I would continue doing that, but again, I don't want to take up a lot of your time doing things like that. Now I could choose to repeat the circles on the other side as well, or I could have chosen to go and do something completely different. It is entirely up to you as to how you're going to handle that. But again, I'm not moving super fast. I'm not moving super slow. I'm keeping the flow of ideas going. And then you also have available to you a sheet that has a variety of different ideas. None of those are required, but if you happen to run into a stumbling block and you can't just think of anything to doodle or draw to add to your design sheet, that's a great resource to go back to. So I think maybe from here, I'm going to start drawing some lines that come out from between those circles. And again, this is my solution. Now again, I could come to this side and do the same thing, or I could start something completely different. I could also choose to make another division line. I could extend this line out, and then that would break this into a whole nother design segment. I could do the same over here. Lots of different possibilities. But again, I'm just kind of going in here and making some different designs. Where I would go from here, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to do some V's in the top there, just to kind of break it up, do something different. Since I have a lot of curved lines so far, maybe I can add some more straight line elements. You want to make this to be an artwork in itself. This could be a standalone piece when you're all done. That we could mat it, frame it, hang it on the wall just as it is, but we're going to use it as a part in our assignment, and we're going to use it for another purpose within the next assignment. Let's see, where could I go from here? Again, since I have lots of curved elements. Maybe I just repeat kind of that V pattern, and I make some little diamonds or little boxes at the top there. Now, when making this 50-50, you do have to consider that you are probably going to color some areas in or thicken some of your lines to make more black, because right now, even in this small section that I've been working on, I'm nowhere close to 50% black and 50% white. So I would need to start thinking about how I can either add more lines that are closer together to make the black more dense, or I need to think about how I can thicken some of the lines, or I need to think about how it is that I can color in certain design elements. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come in and add another line in here from the V that I originally drew across there. So that starts to make the black a bit more dense. And then I think also maybe what I'm going to do is, see if I start over here, maybe I'll color in those elements that I just drew that looks like little diamonds or little tops of boxes, so I could start to add in there. So truthfully, when I sat down to create this video, I had no idea of where this was going to go. I just knew that I was going to start with a single line to divide my paper in some way, and then go ahead and get started with my Sharpie. So I think I've taken up about enough of your time showing how to get started on creating your design sheets. Again, the requirements are that you have about 50% black, 50% white, and it be an artwork in itself that could stand alone and be matted, framed, displayed all by itself, irregardless of the next assignment that we're going to be using these pages for. So, happy drawing.